Hi, this is Henk, and welcome to the Skull Sessions. And today, my repeat guest is Aaron. I'm going to butcher your last name, Wrobleski.
Very good. Very good.
Very good. All right, all right. So what's up, man? What do you got going on?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good. I think you want to talk a little bit about running a Kickstarter campaign this time. Like, give
Yes.
some
Yeah.
people some advice.
Yeah. Try to. Bit of hopefully a bit of advice and some tricks of how to set up a campaign.
Okay. So, what do you got for us?
Okay. So if I share my screen, this is my new series I'm launching next year. This is like a work in progress, but I can go through the basics.
Cool. Sci-fi horror, my favorite.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So the big thing for this preview is these little kind of side kind of headlines that you can use to kind of navigate to bits that you want to go to.
Okay.
So to make these, so if I come out of exit the preview and then go to story. So to set it up, we see this little H. That's the header. So if you
Okay.
click on it, so you can click on an image and click it on here. So this is image, you're using the image as a heading. And
Right.
you click on that, you see the story, type it in, and then that comes up when you do the headline, the side headline. So it's
And
what
I
creates
figure you
these.
kind of put everything together. Like there's some famous cosmic horror movies up there, like
Yep.
Event Horizon and Pandora. I've never seen Night Flyers. Is that good?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's on Netflix.
Okay. I mean, I've seen
Um,
the other two a lot, but
yeah. Yeah, it was George R. R. Martin who did Game of Thrones.
no,
It's
of course, yeah.
one of his novels.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I enjoyed it. So that's the one of the kind of advices I would give is to do the headlines. It's easier to navigate the um, the uh, the page. When you have backers, they kind of don't want to scroll through all the bits and pieces to get to what they want. Another advice is to have artwork as close to the top as possible. So I've got a small intro and like how who would like pillars of creation, like you pointed out, just the various images, goes straight into the story, and then
So you kind of
bang,
show some more recognizable properties. And
yeah,
hey, if you like this, you might like my story.
yeah. So if you like anything to do with sci-fi horror, this is going to be your avenue to bring people in, and then
Okay.
have a little storyline of like what the main part of the comic is going to be about, and then straight into pages. So you have a good, I would say, at least 8 to 10 pages of illustration, internal pages to show what the story is going to look like, and then go into covers to show all the different variant covers.
Right.
So I'm doing both variant covers and version covers,
Okay.
wraparounds. So all the covers for me are going to be wraparounds for this campaign. So there's a lot of different variants I've got, and then you go into add-ons. So that's where the headlines come into it. So if people want to want to look at the different t-shirts and hoodies and stuff that some people kind of really go towards, they can just click on that headline and go straight to it.
And what you
Um,
pledge a certain amount and you select a tier like a t-shirt or a hoodie or whatever.
yeah, so they'd be on the add-ons. So I have all the I haven't kind of created them all yet, but when you do when you do a reward tier, if it's a physical tier, then you'll have add-ons which are available. So you can all these can be additional to the main tier.
Are those things you could buy separately, but you could also add on to another purchase?
Yes, yeah. So that's the idea. That's pretty much the big ones I've kind of thought of showing you. And the biggest advice I could probably give is like don't give up. Um, it's I mean my I've done 17, I think, Kickstarters. Let's have a look. Look at my profile. I think I've done 17, and not all of them have been successful. So I actually created 19. There you go. So this would be my 20th. Um,
So how
so
many would you say were a success?
let's have a look. I've just closed it. So I've created 19 and uh, one, two, three, four were unsuccessful.
Okay.
So yeah, and after the Kickstarter ended and didn't fund, I came back maybe a month later, um, and like really hit it off because a lot of the backers from the original campaign come back, which then boosts your algorithm at the start and gives you a lot better chance of funding. So don't give up. Come back bigger and stronger, and you don't know what's going to happen. Kickstarter is, you never know what's going to happen. I never, you know, think that I'm going to go in and fund straight away. It's never going to happen. Well, not for me anyway. I don't have the fan base to automatically fund, unlike like some people. But if he doesn't fund, I just come back and restart again, have a few drinks, cry.
A few drinks. Yeah, I tried like three times. But each time I got a device and I like say what worked, what didn't. And I remember one was give like a segment of your story so people can check it out. And
Mhm.
I did that, but it did almost nothing. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's kind of difficult because yours was more like a novel though, wasn't it? It wasn't
yeah,
a
yeah,
comic. Yeah, so it's kind of difficult to kind of what chapter you're gonna give them a sneak peek. Are you gonna do chapter one, or is it like chapter 12, which
right.
has got action in it, but has it got spoilers? So it's very hard to differentiate what you can give. With comics, you can just give the artwork. I mean, I've seen campaigns just giving the artwork without the speech, without the dialogue. It's
Right.
just this is what the artwork's going to be like. If you like it, please back. So for a novel, it's very different and different kind of
Well,
backers as
mine are
well.
illustrated novels, so fortunately I can throw that in. But if it's like a section of the novel, obviously,
Mhm.
it's not really going to be, picture. It's really just going to be text.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, that makes it kind of like a weird category to go into. Like the novel people are like, why are there all these pictures? And the, comic book people are like, why is this all this text?
Yeah, it's a very kind of best of both worlds and like the devil of them both as well.
Best of both, but maybe the worst of both. Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you noticed that there's one thing like I noticed I went on a lot more podcasts this time to like try and get the word out. I don't know if that like made the difference or didn't. What do you think?
Yes. Yeah. I definitely think doing podcasts, doing YouTube shows, definitely helps uh, kind of broaden your appeal, your audience numbers. Um, I mean, a lot of the kind of traffic I get as well is from Kickstarter itself, the site. People just roaming the what's new, what's and trending. They go on the main page and just flick through the what's it project the love the Kickstarter love projects.
Yeah, the
So
projects you like. Um,
yeah,
have you gotten any of your projects selected by Kickstarter for the projects you like?
I've got a few, but not many. I've had
All
like
right.
two out of 19.
I've heard a lot of people say that they never get that. Like
Yeah.
fairly like big projects, but like they just never get that. And I remember I was like looking for like tips on how to get in projects we would like. It's like, oh well, tag Kickstarter in every social media post. And I was, but they didn't select me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's sometimes it's hit and miss. Like if they, sometimes they give it to you while when they review it. So I've had friends who've created something and they've actually had the tag before they've even launched. It's on their preview tag on their preview launch. It's on there. So I don't know. I've not kind of I don't know. I don't know how to do it, to be honest. It's not. I've tried. Maybe one day I'll get another one.
How do you get other people on Kickstarter to check out your project? 'Cause you said like a lot of your clientele comes from Kickstarter.
It's luck, really. The main thing is when you're out, when you have a lot of backers in the first 24, 48 hours, your algorithm shoots up. So that kind of puts you in the limelight
Right.
on their main page. That's probably the one of the best reasons. Also, if you have a nice catchy title page that when people scroll through um the Kickstarters, yours kind of comes up at them. So I try to say, what kind of comic it is, supernatural horror, apocalyptic horror. So this one is going to be science fiction. So it kind of, if someone is like interested in that genre, then they'll hopefully click on the your page and have a look.
Just a brief interruption. Please hit subscribe before she kills another baby. Well, I remember, so this time I was trying to get like as much advice as I possibly could to try and make it a success because, like I said, the first few were not. And I
Yeah,
remember I asked Teresa, and Teresa, I mean, everyone seems to know her, and she puts stuff up all the time on Kickstarter, and she seems to be very familiar with this. So I said, "Hey, this is what I got for the last campaign. What should I do?" She's like, "Well, what did you what were the pleasures that you had, and what was your goal?" And I said, "Well, this is what I got, and this is my goal." She's like, "Well, whatever you got, like she just put like a little bit above that." She's like, "That's what you should ask for." And I actually asked for double that, but
yeah,
because what I did, I don't know that I did everything right, so I only got like $365, in pledges. And I was like, yeah, but it's almost not worth doing at that price. So I did 800 and then I got over 1,000.
yeah. It's You kind of have to think about, like, so if your goal is 1,000, and then you say, what, I've got this so many tiers. Okay,
Mhm.
so if like 30 people back at this tier, how much is that going to give me? It's like, well, if that's not going to get you to your goal, then you're not going to fund. You have to be
Right.
realistic. Sometimes it's hard. Some people put their initial goal, like lowball it at $1,000, even
Hmm.
though they actually need 25 or 3,000 to actually break even with the comic. But if they set the small goal, they know that they'll make it after the goal in the back end.
Right.
Unfortunately, I can't afford to do that. So I have to set the goal realistically. Like if I meet that goal, then I can fund the comic.
Right.
I can't afford. My wife would like divorce me if I do a Kickstarter for $1,000, make 1,200, and like, oh no, I'm 2 grand out of pocket to make this comic.
Right.
It's just not realistic for me. But it's really depending on what your goal is. If you can afford to swallow the cost, if you don't make what you need, um, do you make extra merchandise for the next campaign to kind of try and entice more backers? For this one, I'm doing some extra merchandise, which I haven't put on the campaign yet, but I'm still waiting for some 3D models to get made so I can take pictures.
Do you
So
find that
it's
things like stretch goals help. Like you
Yes,
reach your stretch goals and you get this free. So I did
yes,
that, and I had like bookmarks and magnets and stickers, and I know Carissa does it all the time. And by the way, if people don't know, stretch goals are like, so if your goal is like say 800 and you get like 820, so you reach your stretch goal because once you reach that 800, you're good. So anything after that is your stretch goal. So that means that like if you got like 820, that means everybody that made a pledge over a certain amount will get an award. And like you
yeah,
choose what the amount is, like what the cutoff amount is. Like maybe if they only bought like an ebook from me, it's not really worth it for me to like send out a mailer to them with a whole bunch of stuff. But I'm like, yeah, if you bought like a paperback or you bought like an art print or whatever, then definitely I'll send you like the cool stuff.
yeah. That's one of the big perks about stretch goals is that you get the extra freebies,
Right.
stickers. I do both stretch goals and backer numbers. So every 10 backer, every 10 backers, you get a free digital PDF from a
No, yeah.
indie creator. So I've done that on multiple campaigns and it does really well. So and it's also something to kind of like post out saying, "Oh, I'm two backers away from the next freebie,
No,
comic."
right, right. Yeah.
It also highlights the indie comics that you're using because they give them out as a freebie to hopefully get their stuff into the hands of potential backers of their series. So I try to both promote them and also it helps promote mine as well because like I said you can post out saying you're six away from the next stretch goal, next goal milestone. So it keeps the kind of momentum going.
Right. So when you put stuff up, do you find that like you normally have like the same backer to follow everything? And do you have people that like the back end then like pull out at the last minute and they kind of sink your campaign?
Yeah, I mean it's always difficult, with this day and age that people have bills and the some I've had a few people message me saying sorry, about pulling out. They thought they had the money, but their paycheck wasn't as big as they thought it was going to be. Also, you get the trolls that
Right.
they'll give you. I had one on my a couple of campaigns ago that they put on $1,500 as a bonus. But no one puts $1,500 as a bonus.
So you kind of
So
knew, yeah.
yeah, I know it was, but it kind of screwed my algorithm and it just went haywire. Um, but luckily in Kickstarter you can remove backers. There is a way, so you go into I think their profile on your Kickstarter in messaging. I think there's a like a button on the bottom that allows you remove backer, and
Okay.
then Kickstarter gets a notification to kind of say, well, why did you kick this backer? And then you can say, well, they're going against the guidelines, so then they can investigate them, and if they're doing it repeatedly, they get kicked out.
So was the guy who donated $1,500, was he doing that with other people as well?
I don't know. I don't know. He left before I could boot him, so I think I did send his details to Kickstarter to investigate, but they hadn't replied back. So I don't know. Might be a one off. It's always worth kind of keeping an eye out for backers, especially ones that go to like your high tier, and then slowly each
Yeah, they
day
have one to
or
come
each hour
online. Yeah.
they just drop tiers and then cancel. So that's just really annoying.
I had like two people that like they got not one but two of my like priciest items, and then right at the beginning of my campaign, then they wait till almost the end and then they like backed out.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and I don't even know who these people are. It's like there's a lot of people that like I know them or I know of them. these are people I have no idea who they are. So I don't know if that was like maybe like a financial crisis came at the last moment, or if they're just being
Yeah.
trolls.
I mean, I try and err on the side of optimism that it is, you know, they're good people and they're not being dicks. But,
I think that
it's
$1,500 though was kind of like a clue.
yeah, that was definitely a red flag.
I remember when I first started, you could support other campaigns, so it was like and they could support you. I didn't see that as an option this time. Is that still an option? Did they like
Yeah.
move it around somewhere?
No, you can just go onto, if you message a creator and say, if I back yours for $1, you back mine for $1, kind of swap pledges. Because it
Right.
also, if anyone's following you as a creator, they get notifications of like what you've backed. So if you back something, it doesn't say how much you backed it for, but if you pledge on someone's campaign, all your followers will get a notification saying, "Oh, you've backed this." So they might, okay, if he's backed it, I'll go and check it out. So it's and also a nice way of giving back to the community as well. I've backed probably over 200 campaigns. I mean, most of my comic collection is pretty much Kickstarter. I think I've got
Uh,
one. I think I've got one on a mainstream, and that's like Saga Volume One. I'm slowly getting the volumes as I go. So that's my Christmas present to me.
I
um,
thought it was pretty interesting for me. Like a lot of the ones that were like giant indie comics, like back in the 90s, they like
yeah,
somebody got a bunch of the original creators back together and all doing like little short stories. So it's like a collection of like big name indie comics like Faust or like, the Flaming Carrot or Concrete, like back in the
yeah,
day, but they're bringing them back just for like short stories. That one funded almost immediately.
yeah. I mean, the anything from the golden age coming
Right.
back for like a one-off reboot is gonna go
Well, that's the
mental.
the golden age. That's the 90s. But yeah,
Yeah.
the 90s kind of were like heavy on a lot of like cool indie projects.
Mm,
Remember Nexus or or like you said, Faust or Flaming Carrot or Concrete or Cerebus or anything like that. Like they were all like the big names in that era,
mm.
I feel.
Yeah, yeah. It's exciting, but it's. I mean that I've known a few creators that do anthologies themselves. They have all different, you know, creators and artists, and there's like Travis Gibb. He does amazing anthologies. So they're out there.
Okay, well let's for a minute now, let's shift focus and talk about your project. This sounds interesting. Cosmic horror.
Yeah, yeah. It's Pillars of Creation is a science fiction horror that's set way in the future. It follows a crew of the Icarus who go to barren planets to survey them for cracking and mining. So they work for a big corporation that's heavily involved with mining and colonization. And they
Kind
get
of like
woken
the
up early.
original crew of Alien.
Yes, yeah, very much so. It's very heavily Alien Event Horizon kind of themed. So they get woken early on the way home because another survey team, has gone missing, and
Okay.
one of the main characters, Hannah, learns that her partner is one of those missing. So yeah, all hell breaks loose.
Okay. And
Yeah,
where you have an artist already doing it. I already saw you have some pages up. So you
yeah.
already have one artist you brought into the fold. How did you choose the artist? Where did you find him? Tell me a little bit about that.
I found Caleb. He did a couple variant covers for me on Ice and Bone and Blood and Fire, which is
Okay.
my samurai action horror. And I wrote this story. I kind of messaged him saying if he'd be interested. He read the book one, and loved it. And we signed a contract, and he's doing the internals and the retail covers for the series. So I am super pumped. Can't wait to get it finished.
Oh, awesome. So do you have a plan for it? Like it's gonna be 4 issues in total or 6 issues or what?
12 issues.
Okay.
I've written the first eight. I'm currently writing the last four. So each four is going to be a book, which I'm gonna do trades after each four issue. So it'd be 3 books in total.
Okay. And what was the release schedule that you're planning?
Hopefully, if I could get my ducks in a row and get everything funded, even if we get like extra goes back into the creating more of the comic. I'm hoping to do one issue a year, if not two. I've got
Okay.
four because I've got 4 issue. I got 4 series currently on the go. So I've got this will be my fourth. So I've got Pillars, I've got an Enra, Amor Patrice, and Ice and Bone. Ice and Bone, I'm hoping to finish next year. So then it'll go down to 3. So then hopefully I'll be able to do more issues as we go.
So if you're planning on 1 issue a year, roughly how many pages would that be?
They're, I think, roughly 32 pages.
Okay.
Yeah.
And but you're saying in total it's gonna be 12 issues, so 32
Yeah.
pages, 12 issues.
Yeah, roughly. I'm thinking the last four are going to be bigger. So they're
Okay.
going to be around 40 pages as of now. I'm kind of writing them and editing them. So at the moment, I think one of them's 44 pages. So it really depends on the what happens in it, how much action and horror is revealed. Um, so yeah, this one's 32. I'll have to find out how much pages the others are, but I usually kind of keep it around 28, 32 pages.
Okay. Yeah, I remember traditional comics like back in the day, like Spider-Man or Daredevil or whatever, they'd be
Mm.
24 pages. Like that was like the page count. Um,
Yeah.
but there's nothing wrong with putting more pages up. The more pages, the better. Um, but if you're saying 12 issues, would it be 12 years until it's done?
I'm hoping not, but I mean, I can only do as so quickly because doing kicks, so many. I can only do so many Kickstarters a year. Um, I kind of space out each campaign maybe 2 or 3 months, um, and then I kind of stop around October because I don't like doing Kickstarters around Thanksgiving and Christmas because everyone's kind of spending money on gifts, and food and drinks and gathering people together. And
Yeah,
I
I
kind of
heard
just
the
want to
end of
relax.
October until the end of the year is like bad for Kickstarter.
I mean, if you've got the fan base, it's actually really great because, like myself, not many people do Kickstarters. So you have you know, the few people who do launch are, on their own
Right.
almost. So if you've got the fan base that you can almost guarantee of getting funding, then yeah, it's great. I don't like asking people to, fund my Kickstarter when, they have,
A bunch of other
present.
financial responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think having and I need a break as well. So I look forward to like the last couple of months of the year so I can have like
So for this new project there, is it due? Is it like about to debut?
yes, January 6th is when it launches.
Okay. And are you are you gonna have like t-shirts? Are you gonna have stickers? What do you have?
Yeah, I'm gonna have t-shirts, gonna have hoodies, stickers, um, debating whether to do a kind of collections kit. So you'll get like all the books, then you'll get magnets, stickers. Um, there's also going to be a 3D model that I am hopefully going to be getting soon. I've got the file, I just haven't got it printed off yet, and a 3D kind of keyring as well. So lots to
3D,
come.
what is it gonna be a 3D model of?
The ship,
Okay, awesome.
yeah,
So
yep.
kind of like the plushies that Teresa does, but it won't be a plushie. It'd be
I'm
like
I
pro.
have I am debating doing a plushie, but they are so expensive to make.
You could make it
It's
like a
like
face hugger plushie.
yeah, and get sued by Disney.
Does Disney own the rights to that, to Alien?
Yeah,
I mean, they own
yeah,
the rights to everything,
yeah,
and
they
then
own
they tend to
Fox.
ruin it. But yeah, that's another story. Like I think all that stuff was good, and then Disney got their hands on it. It's like it just went downhill.
I've liked the newer ones. I've liked Predator, Badlands in the cinema.
I
I
heard
thought
that's
that
good. I heard that's good. Yeah,
really good. I highly recommend it. I took my son to go see it the other weekend, and we enjoyed it. It was really good.
I heard that it's not Disney, but I heard the new Frankenstein is really good too. The Del
Yep,
Toro one.
yep, that's really good too. We enjoyed that.
Yeah, Del Toro is one of those guys who like I don't think he does much wrong. Like like every time he does a movie, it's awesome. You know, and
Yeah,
even when it's like a little bit late on plot, it's like Pacific Rim. It's like, dude, it's robots versus monsters. You know, how much story did you want?
yeah. It's not going to win Oscars for its script.
Right, right, but it doesn't need to as long as it's like convincing. It looks like robots versus monsters. So.
Yeah, yeah. The first one kicked ass. The second one was
He didn't
that's
do
good.
the second one. I saw it, unfortunately. It wasn't very
Yeah,
good, but
no,
he didn't do it.
yeah.
Did you see the
There you
Shape of Water?
go. Yes, and I saw the was it Pan Labyrinth?
Pan's Labyrinth was awesome
Yeah,
too.
that was
He did
great.
both the Hellboy movies. Not
Yes,
the
yep,
remake that just came out that I heard was horrible, but
yeah. The original. I preferred the first one. The first one was good. The second one wasn't as good as the first one. I didn't think.
well, I don't think anything is as good as Hellboy comics, but you know, hey, I'm just being a snob about that.
Well, it's very hard to make it, from the comics to real life. It's like I'm so apprehensive when they announced doing the Street Fighter film. I'm like,
Right.
Mortal Kombat's great because it's got all the death scenes, and you can go really dark in it. But Street Fighter is, I don't know. I mean, they did great with anime, but live action, I don't
Yeah,
know.
and I think they really messed it up when it's like people like Alan Moore, they're like such a complex plot, and they like, oh, we'll make a movie of like Watchmen, you know, which is nowhere near as good as the original,
Mm,
or like everything, like From Hell, like everything that he did, V for Vendetta. V for Vendetta was actually not as bad as some of the other interpretations were, but I just feel like it's like I know that he hates when any of his stuff's made in movies. It's like I kind of see where it's coming from.
mm. Yeah, actually, I liked V for Vendetta.
Yeah,
I
well,
enjoyed it.
that was one of the better interpretations.
Yeah.
Although, if you talk to him, I'm sure he hates everyone and everything. So,
It's not, yeah, you can't please everybody.
my girl calls him the angry wizard. He's like I mean, he tells you he's a wizard, like 100%. He has those giant rings and everything. It's like, but he is a great writer.
He is very much so.
So, all right, Aaron. Well, thank you very much for doing this again. Do you have
Okay.
anything else you want to throw out there to the social sphere?
Just look for me on Instagram at Wrobleski Aaron, and like search for Pillars of Creation. You'll find it. Hopefully, you'll enjoy it. Thank you very much.
All right, is that what the campaign is going to be under? Pillars of Creation.
Yep. Yeah, that's the that's the Kickstarter. It's January 6th.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, again, Aaron, thank you for doing this. Anything else?
No, that's it, man. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, anytime. All right.